But I felt like I had to keep my shit together. Like, that's the type of person I am, that I've been through so much in my life. I'm 33, but I've been through so much already, and I've had so much life experience already that I try to keep my shit together when stuff happens. Plus, I've been, from an early age, I've already experienced anxiety and depression, all kinds of emotions, and I had to learn how to understand the emotions and process them and cope with them and use tools. I had to learn things to help me move through emotions, and so I handled it in various ways, being in the van, things that came up, on top of, just being triggered in general. And yeah, that's a great segue to talk about how being triggered and hurt, because living in a van, being homeless, being evicted, all these words, right? Living in a vehicle, homeless, eviction. People immediately get these images, these preconceptions, these judgments. Whoo! Let me tell you. Okay, so let's see. I eventually found a group on Facebook for the city called Pay It Forward. Right? Just like the movie. It was great when I found the group. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. So I joined this group, and I let them know we need help and we need food. We don't have food. And then people start replying, which is amazing, okay? It's amazing. But the moderators of the group, this shit is cray, you guys. Like, this blew me away. I clearly put that I was homeless, okay? I don't know what homeless means to you, but my homelessness looked like us living in a van, not having cell service, not having anything to cook food with, sometimes barely having gas in our tank. And mind you, we were homeless during the winter. It was still cold. And it snowed sometimes, okay? So this was what our homelessness looked like sometimes. Running out of food, not having money to buy food, whether that's small things from a grocery store or having to go to fast food. That is how we scraped by sometimes. We literally ate a lot of fast food, and I will get into that on the life hacks things, Of course, it's not the healthiest, but please don't get into that debate with me right now, okay? When you're homeless, you need to eat, okay? So, we hit up fast food places, and sometimes we couldn't, though. We didn't have the money. So this is what my homelessness looked like. And the moderators in the group had like the audacity to like almost delete my post because I didn't respond to the people commenting on my post in their timely fashion. So I was like, and when I finally had Wi-Fi again and I looked in, I was like, how can you even speak to me like that? I'm a human being, and I just told you I'm homeless. I don't have cell service and I don't have Wi-Fi. I have to drive to establishments that have Wi-Fi just so I can leave this comment to you right now. Like, where in your mind and your heart do you think it's okay to speak to me that way? First of all, when we're in a group where we're all supposed to be helping one another, first of all. Second, hello, I just said I'm homeless. So why are you telling me I needed to have replied by a certain time? You know what I mean? Like, how can you think I still have a phone? You really think that I can pay for my cell phone? Yet I'm homeless? No. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because there's like, me and Ty had so many talks while we were homeless. And even after that, we still do, about how some people, when they say they're broke, they think they're broke, but they're not. While literally, we were broke. We literally had nothing but our van, some of our belongings that we kept, very little belongings that we kept at our friend's basement until we had money to get a storage unit. which didn't come for a little while. And then, we had our fur babies, and we loved them. We're not gonna, there were so many people, like, I'm not even gonna say names, I'll just say people. There were quite a few people who told us to just get rid of them. I would look at them like, how can you just get rid of your fur baby like that? You don't just get rid of a fur baby. Maybe to you, it's just an animal. But to me, Wolfgang is Wolfgang. Wolfgang is a soulmate. Wolfgang is my baby in a dog body. Like, I know this soul. I am not giving up this soul. I'm not giving up Wolfgang. He is our baby. Like, he means so much to us. And even though I didn't feel the exact same connection to the cats as I did with Wolfgang, we cared about them. We loved them too. There's no way we were going to abandon them. Like, someone even told us to just drop them off somewhere. Don't even get me started. Some people said take them to a clinic. And they gave us names, and we thought about it, but we still didn't have the heart to do it because we did feel a connection to them. We still cared about them, so we had to take care of 3 animals and ourselves. I don't know what homelessness, and being broke looks like to other people. There are some people that we know that would say they couldn't help because they were broke. And later we found out they had like thousands of dollars in their bank account and savings account. So I guess everyone has a different definition of broke. Even the 19-year-old Trina, the 21-year-old Trina, she would have like $500 in the bank account and say to her friend she was broke. Like, back then, I managed money really well. I worked my butt off while being in school. I had either 2-3 jobs at the time. Then I started my own little business. But I was always working and studying. And even with me being able to support myself financially in every way, I would still say I was broke. And that in itself has to do with the way I was raised, the way my parents were. The poverty mentality. 33-year-old me, if I had $500 in the bank, I'd be like, thank you, universe, woo! And if I saw someone on the street, I would be handing, out some money to them. You know what I mean? So I can understand where, there were times when people that we would talk to denied helping us, but either would tell us how much money they had, or we somehow found out. And I'm such an understanding person, so I was like, I understand. You know what I mean? I would always be like, I'm the person who can see what shit is there, or like what a person needs to work through, but I can go, I understand. Like, I understand where they're at right now in life. And then there were days like my full-on the dark shadow Trina would come out. Like, the old ghetto Trina would come out, and I would be so raving mad. You know what I mean? Like, I would be pissed off and like, what the fuck? I don't even want to get into it. So, yeah. This is me just like having a verbal diarrhea of my experience about judgments while being homeless and perceptions of being broke and judgment. I already said judgments, blah. But yeah, the Pay It Forward group, the moderator who had the audacity to be so cruel to me. And I had to say a few words to her, and I kept it polite but firm. Imagine I was already in my Kali energy, so I was like, I had to keep it real but polite, but kept it real. And other people noticed that, so they messaged me directly and was like, I'm sorry for the way she spoke to you. Anyway, you can meet up here and I'll give you some food. So I had that experience with a judgment and just an experience in general with a Facebook group that's supposed to be helping people.